Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Today, Pinky, thank you for the 62nd month. We are live to watch tonight's episode of Big Brother 27. Again, thank you for the 12th month in a row. One straight year. Devin, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Robot Army. I'm live on YouTube and Twitch. Samako, thank you for the 8th. I was dreading this episode until the veto ceremony happened, and now I feel like it might be kind of fun. So we will have to see about that. Our Siegs, thank you for the 20th month. Still 90 minutes. Yeah, we got a 90-minute episode, and then I am also hosting the podcast. Rob is not around tonight, so it'll be just me. Long night ahead. Mr. Chippy, thank you for the 19th month. Nowhere Man, thank you for the 54th. Yeah, Rob's on vacation like Riley, exactly. Angela, thank you for the 57th. How's the vote looking? I am becoming increasingly convinced that that the tie is a possibility. It's a high possibility. Miss, thank you for the 200 bits. Flinzel, thank you for the 38th month. Sam, thank you for the 12th. I would say that right now, they are like planning for a tie if it's Will versus Adrian. However, they have received very little pushback yet. There's been very little counter play. And we know that these players who are there, many of the players they are relying on, like Vince, Zach, and Lauren, all tend to lie over when there is pushback. But they've done that a few times now. At some point, you do reach your limit. That does happen sometimes. Forrest, thank you for the 17th. Jara, thank you for the 56th. I do. So it's not a new cover per se. Faith, thank you. Did I just say thank you for the 36th? 36th in a row. Sorry, my chat gets very small in OBS sometimes when there's like a hype train and all of the stuff in the way. Basically, they sent me the mock-up for the like official hardcover cover of the book with some blurbs on it. And like the bio and on the inside cover and everything like that. It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. It looks, so this is how this one looks. And this is like the back cover copy, like the back of the book describing the book. The hardcover right now has this stuff on the inside page, this bit, and then my bio on the back cover and the back inside page with my picture. And then here there are blurbs And then there's also one up here. And then also there's like extra graphics and stuff. There's like another like house thing here with some keys and cameras. Um, it's not finalized, so I can't really show you yet. I'm not sure when I can, but I think it looks pretty cool. Let's get a prediction running. Yeah, the only arcs out there are, I believe, ebooks. And then just a couple people have been mailed these so far. It's been a slow process getting the physical copies out to some people. But all of the official orders will be hardcover. Prediction commercial by 5/14. Rake, thank you for the 33rd month. Were there other contenders for the book's subtitle? Yes, many. Many. Honestly, I don't even have many that I could think of top of mind. I'd have to look it up. Look up like the email chain. But there were a bunch. Episode should be starting very soon for me. And here it is. And
it's a no-brainer because it's the only bad thing was Ashley being inconsiderate coming in here.
Thank you, Brill. So we've already reintroduced the concept of Ashley being a house target. Vader, thank you for the 41st. Listen, I will give Lauren this. She's a Goodles fan. She has good taste in mac and cheese, in boxed mac and cheese. You just bought Goodles this week to try because of me. It does taste different, but not by much. Are they owned by Gal Gadot? Is that, don't ruin this for me. What is she doing with mac and cheese brands? Oh my god, she launched it? All right, episode's on. Gained favor. And yet setting up a scenario where she is breaking a tie vote potentially. I'm pissed off. I'm mad as hell. Oh, I forgot about Will's blow up. Bonds do go home. Ren, thank you for the 16th month in a row. Would I ever do traders? I mean, yeah. If they asked me to, they wouldn't. And it would genuinely just be for the paycheck. Not that interested in playing the game. It's just that's just an easier yes than Big Brother because I'm gonna get paid more money than Big Brother will pay me, and it's like a couple of weeks of commitment tops. Yeah, and they won't constantly try to humiliate me as much as possible. No, honestly, it actually would be worse because there's no live feeds. Jimmy has fallen even further. Today was not a good day for him. I gotta say, I was expecting, given Lauren's response. I was zoning out while she was talking. This is more Will than I've seen in days. Newbie, thank you for the 24th. The cut to Morgan when she says he's too clean. It's too calm. He makes his face like. Watch out, Brendan. That was a fun segment. Do I think Keanu is actually a super fan that knows Rachel lore? No. You know who I just realized Kelly reminds me of a little bit? Log Lady. The Log Lady from Twin Peaks. Right? Oh man, I'm so glad that we found each other, that so much of the chat immediately got what I was saying. We did see this on feeds. This was a little while ago. Emily, thank you for the 12th. Should you put Twin Peaks on your list? I would check it out. I mean, it's TV history and has a modern day like third season that is phenomenal. Um, it's definitely like probably slower paced than you might be used to nowadays, especially the second season. But check out give the first season a shot. Give the pilot a shot. It is very weird, yeah. There is a movie as well, yeah. Fire Walk with Me. But you don't watch the movie first. I think I think you watch the movie after after you finish both of the first two seasons. Right? It is a prequel, but I don't think you're supposed to watch it until after you finish the first two seasons. Oh wow, yeah, late commercial. All right. There it is. Late commercial. That's a no. Next. Prediction. Um hmm. What else was pre-veto? I guess we'll just do we get the veto draw? Next. Does kind of feel like we just set it up, but you never really know with these 90-minute episodes what the pacing is going to be like. Did I feel more inspired writing in my new location after I abandoned those of you in Massachusetts? Perhaps, I don't know. I feel like in some ways it might have been easier to write on the East Coast because you don't want to go outside as often. You're more trapped. Having a heat wave. It was pretty hot today. We did get a tsunami watch alert, but that was more severe for other people than us down here. Rag, thank you for the 3 months in advance. I didn't really hear much about it today, so I assume um, I guess I didn't like look it up too much, but it was like if it was gonna reach us, it was gonna be like at 1 a.m. or something. And I didn't hear about anything like too devastating. Impact was minimal. It was definitely like alarming, especially because like, you know, cuts to the like early warning systems and all that. Yeah, 8.8 is wild. I mean, honestly, my biggest concern in San Diego is an earthquake here because we're on like a fault of like a pretty big fault or something. We get little ones all the time, but all right, we are back. The San Andreas fault. It does just make me think of Grand Theft Auto. San Andreas was my favorite Grand Theft Auto. Love playing that as a kid. I did not see the movie with The Rock, no. How is she supposed to know who Clark Kent is? She's been in the house since the movie came out. Listen, it's the disguise just works on her. Oh, here we go. this, is, this is his line. Oh, please, please, please. They really did that? They really tried? Come on. You have to edit their conversation to look awkward. It's so awkward. I mean, even with them trying, he clearly has more chemistry with Morgan. God, God. Oh, I can't handle Riley. That's my dog. It scared your dog. That's what you always do, Vince. Oh, no veto draw. All right, next prediction. Veto draw first thing. This is the prediction. Is the veto draw the first thing we see when we come back? We know what that means. The show is edited in segments, in little bits. So if it is part of the veto draw bit, the first thing we see when we come back, that's what it is. It could theoretically be global is ahead. Global sucks. Can we talk about this? Can we talk about how global sucks and we're canceling the prediction? uh, All right, we'll try to think of one for next time. This is like when Claire would bet in the Amazing Race predictions that we did when we did watch parties for her season. Oh, I was gonna say we're back, but we're not. I'm trying to think. Oh, how about this? No. How about this? How many times does Vince hit a laser in the veto comp? He did say on feeds, but I feel like Vince is the person most likely to have lied about it. So in the competition, they're going to be doing stuff with lasers. If you get hit by the laser, you get a penalty. That's my understanding, at least. If my understanding is wrong, we can cancel the prediction and redo it. But the prediction will be how many times did Vince hit a laser, get a penalty of some sort? There's also the possibility that we don't see the total tally. I will have to refund the prediction if that happens. We're back. We're back. Listen, I have no issue with what Vince did here. He did exactly what he needed to do. He got everyone on board thinking that he was on board with them, and he just threw the comp. And nobody suspects that he threw the comp. He did exactly what he should do in this spot. This worked out for them. They were able to establish the Will Ashley relationship. Ashley's then playing in the veto comp, and then Ashley's the primary like red herring for nominee. Fits well for the story. Just should be your easiest week, Vince. How is this the thing we're being critical of? This is not a bad thing that Vince is doing. This is a classic mistake that people often make, which is that they don't promise they'll use the veto and give away to their allies that they're not loyal. The easy solution is just throwing, which he does. What I will say is he got lucky that it was individually timed, because trying to throw a competition in front of everyone is definitely a lot more difficult to do, especially when you have a bunch of people really hoping that you'll win it. If they're able to see you throw, you really got to sell the throw. And ultimately, the easier solution to this problem is, hey, your closest ally is the HOH. How about get her to not nominate the people that would expect the veto to be used on them? They are still hiding the bottom 3 times, yeah. Yeah, this episode's been good so far. Listen, we're 40 minutes into this episode. At this time on Sunday, I was like half asleep. Desperate for the end. You know what I mean? And it felt like it had been 90 minutes. We do have to watch the whole competition though. That could slow us down. Was Rachel the first player in all these years to use the whiteboard? Honestly, I doubt it. But it's the first time I can remember hearing about it in recent years. All right, we're back. Oh, we're also going to do the whole bad guys thing. The editing of is okay. Oh my god, the laughing is so poorly edited into this. She's not lying. Man, the things they force actors to do to promote their movies. You know? All right, so we're going to need you to eat some hot wings, please. Thank you. Now we need you to all stand here. You're hosting a veto competition from the show Big Brother. Okay? Now you're answering a question about what dessert would be if you had to say that your mom was a dessert, what would she be? And then if they slip just once, if they seem not enthusiastic, all over the internet. Wow, look at them. Look at them being so disrespectful in the interview. The MacGuffinite. All right. To be fair, that definitely was a reach. This does look exactly like the Traders one. Though, to be fair, the Traders, theoretically, you could say, took it from Big Brother, which, to be fair, you could say took it from, you know, every heist movie ever. Can we talk about how Big Brother loves to come up with names for these competitions and then quiz their own contestants about the names they came up with? Hey, we named our competition Basement Break-In. You'd better remember that, house guests. We're proud of this one. It's like I saw, I think it was Joseph, whoever on YouTube, when they made a video about um what's the game called? Uncharted. When you're playing Uncharted, the characters in the game are constantly talking about how beautiful the scenery is. And then you realize, wait a minute, you guys made this scenery. And then you're having your characters comment on how great it is. She looked like she did very poorly to me. I feel like there's a very bad chance to see how many times he hits a laser. Okay, he might just not hit lasers. He might just wait. Oh boy, this is going to be a tough one. Simon, gifting 5 subs.
Wow, a 5!
Thank you for the 5 gifted. Make sure you thank Simon for that generosity. The size of this object is what really, according to many of the house guests, is what really messed them up because it was too large to properly carry. We've seen Vince trip the laser 1 time so far. Man, Vince has exactly the look for that comp. With the mustache. Um Okay, we saw him trip the laser 1 time. From what it looks like, he threw it mostly by just standing there. So I think we are going to just choose 0 to 2. Big results. Next prediction. Annie, not Simon. Okay. So it's Sim, Annie, Mal. Good to know. Thank you, Annie. I initially was thinking Semenimal. But then I was like, oh, maybe it's Simon something. All right. Prediction should be. I can't think of anything that hasn't likely already been seen by global and we don't already know from feeds. I have to go further ahead. We already know the times, or some people do. How about, does Vince say mission accomplished? It's very specific. But basically, once the veto ends, does Vince have a diary room being like, mission accomplished? Successfully through the veto. But I need to hear, it's got to be specifically mission accomplished. It is a random prediction. All right, we're back. I mean, genuine. I think Keanu's just going faster, which I just think is a better strategy. Yeah, he'll trip the laser more often, but that just means he's going to get more practice with his route. This was the thing on the feeds. Keanu said he tripped the laser, I think 6 times. And Lauren said she only tripped it like twice. She was like, how did you beat me? But like Lauren had a lot of trouble moving the thing around. She was having to like move it, place it, then move herself, then move it, place it. And Keanu was able to just carry it the whole time. Is what they said on the feeds. Yeah, the second segment of that competition was too many segments. My plan actually worked. I didn't hear mission accomplished. Not looking good. I'm surprised 23% went yes. They're still hiding times because they don't want to have to change the policy to hide times again if a mat situation happens again in the future. I'm sure they like having 3 times that look manageable and not having to show Will's like 60 minutes. You know what I mean? Not that he took 60 minutes, but this wasn't your worst case scenario. This is actually your best case scenario because it helps you change your plan. Keanu is a number for you, like it or not. It's so annoying to have to be like, man, like this is a good week. If they break a tie and evict Will, like maybe not a good week, but it's certainly a winning outcome for them. But then to have to like listen to them be like, oh, worst case scenario just happened. It's like, what do you mean? No, Vince did not say mission accomplished. Next prediction. Ava Popcorn. Are you saying that because you're seeing it on Global, or should I do it as a prediction? You're seeing it on Global. Okay, what should the actual prediction be? I need to go 2 segments ahead. Man, Global really messes with these 90-minute episodes. Do we get Keanu asking Lauren about team sports? And I will leave this up until the final veto ceremony segment. Meaning, when we suspect there's only one segment left, which is the veto ceremony, I'm going to change it to final DR. And if this conversation hasn't happened yet, then it's a no. But I can't. It's hard to do specific segments with global so far ahead. So this is the conversation, by the way, where Keanu says, like, have you played sports? Have you ever been on a team? Have you ever been on a team where somebody's like always trying to hog the glory, that sort of thing? That's the prediction. We're back, and we're immediately into that popcorn. Don't. Hey, Adrian, why are you such a liar? You did not take it as an act of war. Don't lie to me. Minutes. 15 minutes later, yeah. I did not think this conversation went well, personally. You know this. Being rude about my friend Vince. Why? Man, if only there were something you could have done about Rachel this week, Vince. There's just nothing you could have done, I guess. All right, I'm gonna try and pull some sound bites if I can here. Am I even pulling from the right thing here? No, I'm not. This isn't working. That's unfortunate. My sound bites have just not worked. I can't figure out what the problem is. Okay, okay. I think I've figured it out, but I missed Vince's why. I'm sad about that. Why? Yeah, I mean, so far they've basically pulled the most Vince pushed in the entirety of like the, 72 hours or however long it was. 48 hours between the veto and the ceremony, which was him being like, well, I think you know where I stand, but I'm biased. And then did not show the hours and hours of, no, you probably should do Adrian. You probably should do Adrian. I will say it is strange that we haven't, like, I mean, I think a large part of this, I think there are two stories to tell. There's the story of Vince and Zach failing to push this on Lauren. And then there's the story of Mickey, Morgan, Ashley, Rachel all pushing really hard and managing to keep Ashley off the block. So far, they're telling neither one of those stories, but we'll see if they start telling one of them, I guess, with like 15 minutes left in the episode. All right, we're back. And this, we're just doing a movie segment now, I guess. They brought a car into the backyard. I mean, that whole back wall can pretty much just like come down. So they could just probably drive a car up there. This is so strange. Yeah, they really should do a projector in the backyard for this. I mean, they literally put a car back there for basically no reason. I feel like setting up a projector is probably not that hard. Hmm. Okay, okay. We're back. I mean, that's it, right? That's a no. That's a no on the prediction. There can only be one segment left. We have to go to Final DR. Final DR. Is it Lauren, Mickey, Rachel, Adrian, Ashley, Will, Keanu, Kelly, Vince, other? Zach hasn't even been in this episode, by the way. He was literally only in it for his love triangle segment. That was a lot of people, yes, but like Zach was so heavily involved, or should have been, in the week. Like Catherine and Riley not being in the episode makes sense. Bearsy, thank you for the 24th. But first, thank you for the 40th. I mean, I just feel like, again, like, we're missing the actual tension of this renom decision. It was the same thing with the nominations, where it's like they left themselves like 5 minutes of airtime in a 90-minute episode to cover what was a genuinely ridiculous campaign for this renom. We're back. We're back. We didn't see Adrian's campaign. We didn't see Ashley's campaign. We didn't see Zach's involvement at all. We saw a tiny bit of Vince trying to convince her seemingly to put Ashley up when that's not really what was going on. Which is wild too, because they often like force nominees or potential nominees and their campaigning into episodes when normally they don't matter. Wow, so Rachel really did get into Vince's head and was part of the reason why he backed off. Listen, kudos. That is not a tactic that would normally work. Even Vince is calling it boring. Will is the final DR. Wow, so much money on Adrian. Huge payout for Will. Will is so much more entertaining in the episodes. He's great in the diary room. All right, that was the episode. I feel like it started strong, but then it kind of just fell off a bit. Now, I will say this is the kind of episode that I think is worse primarily because we know it could have been better, whereas Sunday's episode was just kind of bad in general, I think. Um I think overall it's still a better episode. But, 90 minutes is a little rough. I am doing the podcast tonight, yes. So head over there soon. In the meantime, check out the book. TaranArmstrong.com. Get a pre-order in there. You can also check out the Patreon. I just dropped episode 5 of The Genius. Did the scamming horse race. And it was a good episode. It's such a wild departure from like how messed up it was in the UK version. Started watching Devil's Plan on my recommendation and loving it. That's awesome. I've not watched Genius Netherlands, but that might be on the list at some point. The plan is to watch Australian Survivor v. The World once that starts airing in just a couple weeks over on the Patreon. Rachel and Keanu are somehow still talking. Main Girl, thank you for the 19th in a row. From what I've seen, Keanu is spilling everything about what's happening with the other side to Rachel. What Rachel does with this will be interesting to see. M, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Robot Army. Yes, check out the Patreon. Check out the book. If you're not following and or subscribed on Twitch or YouTube, just tick that one off. Here's your reminder. But that's about it. Is it in Rachel's best interest to target Vinny, or does she need to focus on his allies? I mean, I would say, yeah, I mean, get rid of Vince. First and foremost, get rid of Vince. But second priority should be Zach. Second to first priority. The thing is that Zach has the power. She doesn't know that, but obviously it makes a lot more sense from our perspective for her to target Vince first. Even if you didn't know he had the power, there's still pretty good reason to say you might want to target Vince. But maybe it makes a little more sense to target Zach. Zach is harder to take out, though. Like, it's easier to take Vince out. People, I think, will more readily vote Vince out than Zach. And if you try to take a shot on Zach, you might see some numbers turn on you in ways that they wouldn't if you targeted Vince. So, pros and cons. All right. Well, that's what I have for you tonight. I'll be back, of course, tomorrow. We've got the update. We've got the recap tonight, and then the episode tomorrow. I'll be live for that as well. And then the podcast after that, we'll have the eviction, the blockbuster, all of that good stuff. So stay tuned tomorrow. We could have an exciting one with certain blockbuster outcomes. The main thing I'm looking out for, just as a last thing, is that there's been a big push to keep Adrian over Will in a potentially tie vote. They've conceded on the Kelly vote over Will, though, which they absolutely shouldn't. And I'm honestly just kind of waiting for them to realize that they can keep Kelly too. To realize that they can and realize that they should, I guess, are two separate things. Just earlier before the episode started, Vince was counting votes to Lauren, and he counted 7 votes for Kelly to go and said, oh, we just can't keep Kelly. But he counted Will as one of those votes. And if he doesn't count Will, all of a sudden you're back to the 6-6. So I don't know if he did that on purpose because he just doesn't want to push it to keep Kelly, or if they're just genuinely miscounting and don't realize they could genuinely just keep Kelly also. But that's where the real strength of this group can lie, because Catherine's willing to do whatever. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes. All right, heading over to the podcast now. Come and check it out. I will see all of you very soon.